Alright guys, so here's the plan for today. It's been just been raining pretty decent for a couple hours here, and the temperature just started to really drop, so that means that rain is transitioning into ice, which is always super fun. We're supposed to get 2 to 3 inches of snow later this evening, and in preparation for that we need to swap the tracks on the kitty cat. We have designated snow tracks for that, so those have got to go on. We got a brand new tool that's supposed to really help get those tracks swapped on and off, so we're going to give that a try, see how that works out. And yeah, that's all I got. It's kind of funny, it always seems like we're doing stuff like this when it's really nasty weather. It just kind of seems to be the way that it goes, but oh well, no big deal. It's like they say, when it's wet you're going to be wet, when it's cold you're going to be cold. No big deal, we'll get her taken care of, so let's just get into the day.
I don't actually know who says that besides Sam. So what you're actually seeing, guys, is the fact that Tim and I plan things out so that when it's too wet to work on a job site or too cold to work on a job site, we still have consistent work. That way the guys aren't married to the weather for their paycheck. They know that when every week comes and goes, they'll have a pretty decent paycheck no matter what happens. It just so happens on today's project it's too wet to work out in the dirt, but we got asphalt. So this is the new tool.
We just do that big one right under the center in the back. Alright, so there's this bit.
It's a 3-part tool.
That's the TracK slipper madoodle. The TracK slipper madoodle.
I don't think that's what it's really called.
I think pretty fucking heavy duty. That is, yep.
And that was Alex.
That's a freaking... That's the persuader? That is the persuader right there.
They call it the Dominator.
Oh, shit. The Dominator. The persuader's the bigger one. That's a big old bar. Alright.
But there's more to it.
Alright, Sam. I wasn't doing it right. Tim had to take over. Wow. It's like it's Christmas, man. Opening up presents. Alright. What is this thing do?
That slides on the bar.
Slips onto the bar.
Yep. Couple of ratchets. Okay, so now we gotta watch the video. Before using, go to www.trackhandler.com and review instructions tab. I'm gonna lift the front off the ground, I think, right now, and put some blocks under that. We want to get the bucket up in the air to get the weight higher up.
Look at the tracks on the cat. Totally, the mud is froze into them.
Alright, so here's the plan. Tim's gonna lift the bucket all the way up on the cat to get the weight higher up, change the center of gravity. Alex is gonna lift the back of that sucker up. We're gonna get some blocks underneath it and get these tracks off.
So this is obviously our first time ever trying to use this track handler tool, and I think that's what the name of it is. So if you guys want your own, just Google track handler. It's a 3-part system, and it's actually really well built, really well put together. But we got to get the back end, the back end of this. We got to get the back end of this. We want to try to get the entire skid loader off the ground and just do both tracks at the same time. Boop, boop. And we're on asphalt. We got the equipment. So let's do it a little different. The guy that I got this track kit from sent me a video of him changing tracks out in the mud in like 3 minutes by himself. These are OSHA approved logs. Look at the mud caked on them tracks, and that's froze in there. That's one of the worst parts about working in Minnesota in like November, because the dirt just goes from wet to solid to frozen to wet. You never know what you're gonna get, and if you don't clean the tracks at the end of the day, you can get the whole machine froze up.
Alright, put a little pressure on it. There, and then we just keep the bucket can stay right there too, you know?
Alright, I forgot to tell the boys that I don't have the grease gun with me, so we gotta run back up to Stan's and grab that real quick. So that's kind of my bad. Luckily it's not too far away, we're just up the road.
Sam, you better not let us miss this track getting changed. What's in the box? What's in the box? Even I don't know what's in the box. I don't know what's in that box. I do now because I opened it and the video shot and everything, but at that point, I did not know. Sam should just name that and take it home.
So much stuff.
No, because then I'd have to get another one for everybody else. God, he loves that grease gun. It is nice. DeWalt's got a good one too.
This ratchet got pinched, so...
Of course it did.
What?
It's like overlapped itself, so now
Yeah, it's twisted up.
Can't loosen it, which I want to do.
Sometimes that happens with them ratchets. Look at the
You just
mud.
slide that out of there.
Alright, you guys will see it, I promise you, because when I first seen this, I'm like, son of a duck. I wanted to see the whole thing. You get to see the whole
I'll
thing.
go grab that grease gun.
So this grease gun, what Sam's doing with is that's how he tightens the track back up. And you'll see that on the next go around. But as that's filling up, it's pushing the sprocket out. Or whatever you call the front wheel thing. I think sprocket's the top part.
That thing just saved me like a half an hour of pumping that thing by hand normally.
So that's a snow track. This side is a dirt track. And the reason we're changing it is, oddly enough, that dirt track does not work on asphalt with just a tiny bit of snow on it. You just don't move.
Right.
Look at this thing. Look at that. Is that sick or what? That just... God. That's what we missed the first go round. But they were figuring it out anyway, right? I mean, you know, you just watch guys figuring it out. Well, here you go. Now this is the second go round. So they kind of got the tough stuff figured out. Those Sam's wearing Keen Philadelphia boots. Best boot for winter work, period. If you got wide feet and you like squishy boots, soft squishy boots, Philadelphia by Keen. Love those boots. Love them. And their summer version is the Chicago. They're not paying me to say this, just literally my feet thank me every time I put those boots on. But I hear Ariat makes good boots. I've never really tried them. So I don't know, what do you guys like for boots? And now we're looking at the sky. That's that triple, see that sprocket in the front? Right there? You can see that now. So most of them only have just one in the middle, right? And this one's got two grooves. So the extra grooves is what really keeps these tracks stable. Them and ASV are the only ones that do that I know of. ASV actually, I've said this before, but they will actually, the first 3 years or like 3,000 hours you own an ASV, if you roll out of your tracks, they will come to where your machine is and put them on for you. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's like the ASV, the cat controls are amazingly smooth. The ASV is kind of like a spider sticking to a hill. But look at the tracks on the ASV in comparison to the tracks I'm putting on. Very similar. They've got a lot of extra grooves in it, and that's what allows these things. They literally dominate the snow. A good skid loader with snow tracks is it's better than tires. It's better than tires because you get a smoother ride, right? And then as you're turning, you have enough traction and enough grip, but also enough release, okay? When you put actual snow tires on a skid loader, it's really herky-jerky, especially when you're scraping right down to the bee's knees, to the bare bones, right? It gets really herky-jerky. Dirt tires, so I would say in order of preference, I said this once before, but it's snow tracks, then it would be snow tires, then it would be dirt tires. So dirt tires, only problem with dirt tires is, man, there's a lot of extra give on them. So as you go into a turn, you can go too far or too fast. And then last and least are dirt tracks. That's why we're pulling these off. The reason we swap them is I don't want to wear out my good snow tracks in demolition work, because we do a ton of demo, right? And it's not just the wearing it out, it's the occasional tear. You literally sometimes get a scar going all the way across your tracks, and then it's boom. Sam here is really cleaning that up. I remember my first lesson with frozen dirt. I was 13 and I had to air chisel out underneath a John Deere 450 TracK excavator, and it took me, I think it was 7 or 8 hours to clean the tracks because it froze solid and the machine was froze solid. And we will clean that dirt up. It's just this time of the year makes normal work just so much more difficult, like chipping out frozen dirt. I mean, you gotta do it. We got a video coming up where we have to take a torch and thaw all the retaining wall blocks out. I've had to use a torpedo heater on sod. The sod was literally frozen into the Tootsie Roll. Actually, that sod is, at least here, it goes dormant, and cold sod is the best sod to lay because my customers don't have to maintain it. I did an entire school ground once for Independent School District 197, one of their like soccer, football / fields, whatever it was. It was snowing while I was sodding, and that was their preference. Oh, he's gonna push that right off the blocks. It's going too far. It's going too far. That is kind of cool looking though, isn't it? Watch it in 4K on a big screen.
And then there's a hook on the ratchet strap. You hook somewhere on the machine, ratchet it down to pull the tracks over.
He's got to get the nubs
And they should just
in
line
the
up.
rollers, in between there, not on the outside, but in between.
Well, not really. I just gotta wait. Hold on now. Once you get to the top side here.
So it's got to go over. Remember those 2 grooves in that front sprocket? Those nubs got to go in there. So it's got to go over just enough. And as he rolls it, so he's pulling the track over using the ratchet. And now as he rolls forward slightly, you can get them nubbins right into them crevices. We're good.
There's just no way.
All right, they must have did it. Okay, so now Sam, look how much grease this takes. Yeah, this is on fast forward. So you can see how much that's got. So he's got to get that track not all the way tight when it's in the air. He's got to use a very scientific measurement to make sure that he gets it precise. I'll show you what that is. There it is. It's the 2 nose pickers. There you go. Gets both sides about the same, and if they're not right when he lets it down, it's better to have it too loose when you let it down than too tight, to be very serious, because if you're too tight when you let it down, you can blow this grease past the seals and you can have issues. If you're too loose when you let it down, you can just
All right,
tighten
bingo
it back
bango,
up.
we're done, and the cat has new shoes.
Yep, that
So-
side looks a little looser.
We were all pretty apprehensive about how well that tool was gonna work, and let me tell you what, we got those done in about half the time. Super simple, very ingenious idea. Yeah, that thing worked really well. Like I said, it probably took about half the time to swap these tracks out.
All right, guys, and that's our video for today. I want to thank you for going along for the ride. We got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. I don't know where you're watching this in order, but we do have the brand new ASV, that Max Series cab, working in wet, heavy clay, and it wasn't a good day. It was just one of those, let's just say, it didn't go like just, all right. Anyway, we got a full night of snow plowing where we were expecting this snowstorm, and that didn't come to fruition. But then we went right back to work out on our job sites, and then out of nowhere another snowstorm came, and then we're like scrambling at the last. Anyway, that one's a good one, and that's what we got for you today. God bless. Go get them, you guys. Hopefully we'll see you on another one. Catch you later.